Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppers. Today, solo don't make some hype stout because I'm alone with the kids and I felt like having a nice little dessert. And I was like, what should I get? And there's so many things in the cellar. And this is a smaller bottle format. So I was like, I can probably kill that myself. So we're cracking a bottle of none other than Shared Parallels, which is Side Project's side project. I think this actually says, it says shared by Side Project Brewing. So this is Parallels. I actually got this one in Europe. This was one that I got on Beer Dome, which is insane. This was a beer that's seen distribution a couple of times actually in Europe. So yeah, thanks a ton to Beer Dome for the beer. You got to check out their shop. Once in a while, they get crazy stuff like this. So I don't think, I'm actually not sure if I've reviewed any shared. Maybe I've reviewed Coffee Shop Vibes. I think I might have reviewed one shared beer. But otherwise, it's not something I've tried much of. I would love to try, I've reviewed Ambiente. I'd love to try the barrel-aged Ambiente at some point because that's basically inspired by the famous Abraxas, which is one of my all-time favorite, like old school Mexican spice stouts. But this is from 22. I actually thought it was a fresher bottle, but it's from 22, and this is 14.1%, and it says here on the side that it is a double barrel and double oaked Imperial stout finished on barrel-aged maple syrup, cinnamon, and vanilla beans. Blended to showcase the barrel-aging finesse and quality parallels between Side Project and Shared. So double-barreled and double oaked. Isn't that the same thing? Double barrel aged is like moving from one barrel to the other. Double oaking, I think that's the same. Maybe they mean, I'm not sure. Oh well, there's so many terms in brewing. But I could smell this as soon as I popped it. And it smells like something that I will enjoy. So yeah, let's check out some Parallels. Pours a rich looking, thick, pitch black liquid in the glass. Pouring it out. We didn't get much head at all. There was a little bit building, but it fizzed away really quickly. Also drinking this out of proper glassware, my BBT glass. But with a little Side Project logo on there. I should have worn my Side Project shirt as well. But this looks great in the glass. Oh, I smell the cinnamon right there. Looking forward to this one. Let's check out the aroma on Parallels. Oh man, you gotta love cinnamon to like this. There's a very intense cinnamon note. But loads of rich barrel, charry, woody, bourbony richness. Oh, there's a little bit of a sweet honey note, chocolate notes. I see some of the vanilla as well in there. But really fudgy barrel character and that like kind of brownie batter chocolate note that you often get with Side Project. I'm not smelling too much of the maple. I think it's definitely vanilla and especially cinnamon that dominates. But it smells really nice. Really rich, decadent barrel character, which I love in a rich base beer. It just smells like a fantastic big old pastry stout. Let's try it. Cheers. And thanks to Beer Dome for the beer. Oh, there is so much cinnamon. That's really nice. It's like the carbonation on this is super soft. It's not like crazy intense. I'm getting loads of coffee and bourbon now. Also like a decent amount of like berry fruitiness, although it fades really quickly. But so much coffee. Almost like a roasted nutty note too. Coffee, nutty, charry, woody bourbon notes finishing. Not really any trace of the alcohol. So much cinnamon. You really need a rich beer like this as well because the cinnamon really makes this also feel a bit drier because cinnamon has this like drying effect. And you can really feel that at play here, like this drying, cinnamony richness. But I don't think it's too much. For some people, this will be too much cinnamon, but not for me. I'm a massive cinnamon fan. And cinnamon is interesting. It's weird to balance, like, you can still sense this as a rich mouthfeel, but because of the dry spiciness of cinnamon, it makes it feel like it has less body than it actually has, because it is mega rich and full-bodied. Really nice, rich barrel notes too. like really slightly leathery, but like huge vanilla, huge fudgy bourbon character, a little bit of a deeper charry woody note, which might be also where some of those like tobacco notes that you kind of find here in the back now as well come from. Maybe, I think the coffee could also be from the base beer, but interesting with this like nutty note, like there's this deep roasty, toasty, nutty note on the end. And the fruitiness I'm picking up on a little bit of is like a slight dark fruity note, like a berry compote or something, but it's super light. And I'm not really picking up on maple per se. I mean, there is some sweetness to it, which is probably the maple. But I think the big player in this is cinnamon, for sure. Cinnamon is one of the biggest notes on this one in terms of the profile. The more you drink it, the more it builds as well, the more aggressive it becomes. And I think it tastes like a blend of cinnamon maybe, because there's notes in here that reminds me of the aggressiveness of cassia bark. But there's also some notes that reminds me of the softness of Ceylon cinnamon. So I'm not sure here. Just the cinnamons, it could be any. It's super drinkable though for 14% barrel aged beer. Like it just goes and super easy. It actually also drinks like something you should pop now. I don't think this will benefit from sitting in the cellar any longer. It's already been in, people's cellars now for 2 years. If this was released in 22, and I don't think it should sit much longer. The adjuncts are still quite popping, but you can feel like right now the most dominant thing is cinnamon. It pops over maple and vanilla, which might have been more forward when it was fresh. But it's really fucking good. But I don't think it's world class. I think it's just shy of world class compared to some of the other side project barrel aged stouts. It's actually one of my least favorite barrel aged stouts I've had from side project. It's really fucking great beer, but I don't think it tips into the world class. And I think it might have been that when it was fresher, but there's something with the balance right now, which is a tipping point. Like the cinnamon gets stronger the more you drink it. And although I love cinnamon in these kind of beers, it kind of tips a little too much to the cinnamon side in terms of the balance of the beer. So like all the base flavors are nice and the barrel and everything, but the cinnamon is very dominant right now. And it like you're trying to pick up on all these different notes, and then like the cinnamon gets in the way a little bit, and the cinnamon gets in the way a little bit. So cinnamon is like, oh, you got to be careful with it, sparing. Like it's fun once in a while to have them when they're really aggressive on cinnamon, but I actually prefer accents these days of cinnamon in stouts. If you're making like a pastry pumpkin ale or gingerbread stout, whatever, like something where it's really supposed to be exactly kind of like that spicy cake type thing, then I don't mind it being more aggressive. And I also really like that the cinnamon is aggressive here, but I think it's something where you need to really fine tune a balance to get it completely right. And I think I remember Ambiente doing it better than this. And that was non-barrel aged, because that really fruity cinnamon is like, oh, it's so intense, but it's really fucking great. Like my thoughts on this might even change as it sits in the glass. This is something I'm gonna sit and sip on until the missus get home tonight. Really, really good. Crazy to sit and think that I'm sitting sipping on this on my own at home right now on a Saturday evening in Denmark. And this is from one of the most hyped breweries of barrel aged beer, and this was just bought on a web shop in Europe. It's fucking nuts. But yeah, this is really, really freaking good. It's not my favorite side project or shared beer, but I think it's for sure worth a shot if you want to try some beer from these guys. But you gotta love cinnamon. Cinnamon also really dominates actually also over the vanilla. The vanilla is there, but it's also more soft undercurrents because the cinnamon is so dominant. But I still think it's fucking great. Like it's a 94 for me. Really amazing stuff. I don't think it breaches 95. Like the cinnamon just becomes too overpowering in the long run the more I sip on it. But really nice, awesome beer. Another awesome barrel aged beer from Side Project / Shared. So if you guys had a chance to try Parallels from Side Project and Shared, let me know what you thought of it. Big cinnamon bomb, so you gotta love that, but I do, fortunately. So if you had it, let me know. Thanks a ton to Beer Dome for the beer. Check out their web shop. The link for it is down below. They have some crazy amazing beers on their shop. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Ring the bell for future notification about videos. And I'm going to say cheers and see you guys in another beer review.